Yeah, KT players not looking super stoked because his first pick in Italy, not feeling necessarily strong in this scenario, but we're going to have to make the best of this situation. I agree with you in that.
He outplayed it!
Yeah, and Peanut also flashed to survive, so he's down a flash here. Sure, it's a trade of flashes, but you feel fantastic about this one. So they're going to look for a redive. I don't know about this.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, everyone. That's what you're supposed to do.
Lives.
Almost goes down. Perfect is going to be able to get the rest of these minions.
Jace, so Zeus picks up an even larger lead here in this matchup. And this was the matchup I was most unhappy about in terms of what they did with this draft.
Yep. I mean, it's a rough matchup, but we do see Scions just picked so that they can exist and then be more valuable later. He's also able to get some grasp procs here, which is kind of nice.
Level 6 advantage. Push the advantage with the resistance shred on his Gatling gun. Doctom.
A little bit of a tag there from Doctom onto Zeus. Only level 5. Spear going to miss, as we can see, but the sidestep has to come in, so Zeus knows he will not be able to get away. Frost shot just a little bit too strong, and Doctom able to put down the Jace. That is...
Yeah. It was hype earlier this season. They got a pentakill on Ashe in the Scion composition. And if you have that front to back, it is very strong.
Oh yeah, Peanut in a little bit of trouble here as the Impale just avoided on both sides. Gorgeously played here by KT. The takedown not quite enough as Peanut pushes Cuz into the wall. Peter is following them though as the Winter's Bite comes down. Viper cleanses the slow. They get rid of the Victor, and now Cuz has pounced back in. The drive-by onto the Scorpion. And what's like... KT, how are they all still alive?
I mean, they just played it so well there, and Peanut gets caught. BDD, in particular, control this lane so well. And the roam here from Victor is kind of what dooms Peanut, because he's not in a great spot to stop the rotation over from Corki. We know the top side is coming down with the Braum and the Ashe nearby, and Cuz plays this so well, goes back in.
Yeah, the pounce over and then the swipey swipe, and then he gets out. Right, perfect, but I don't think he misses out on too much. Death Ray is able to clear up the backline pretty comfortably now. And so I think that the Victor is going to be A-OK. Peanut moving in, looking for a little bit of a target. The arrow going to come on through here from Doctom, but there are a lot of bad guys in this area, and he is just dead. Cut down by the piercing arrow. Nicely played there by Viper. Cuz gets here a little bit too late as now BDD and Zeus are fighting. Perfect will show up though. Roar the Slayer to slow him down. The flash comes in, but the rocket is prepared.
Maybe you were onto something today, Atlas.
Well, I did say it had to be a 2-0, so KT would definitely still be disappointing if they win.
If they lose game 1, the only way to make that 50-50 is to win game 2.
Oh yeah, and then we're up to a fresh 50-50 from that point on, I guess.
Zeka is in trouble and likely dead.
He is, yeah, definitely big time not alive.
The reason why that last play happened, types of situations can be just enough to turn the tide, but the mid lane was controlled by Perfect. He pushed the wave in, then they made a
Skana has kind of looked like a lot of other Skanas we've had in the LCK. It just doesn't feel like it's the same power level as Zeka. Zeka is really going to struggle to get out of the way of this one. Peanut's going to move over, but it looks like with a flash, it is going to work out here for Zeka. And the kitty cat going to get closed in on by Viper, who locks down yet another one.
Cuz he was able to outplay the Impale last time, but not. Only a 500 gold lead here now for Zeus in this top lane matchup as well. As BDD.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a direction to Valkyrie. Does so. Magical Journey comes on through. The flash forward from Delight gets the flash out from BDD. And the Arcane Storm comes in. Will he have his Valkyrie available? The answer is he doesn't need it because he's got a Braum coming up. As Perfect has just gone Battle Scion now. As he won't find the Roar of the Slayer, but does hit a little Q onto Zeus. The flash forward. Spear will connect. And Cuz able to get on over there to at least watch him go down.
All right, Zeka's going to get a turret in exchange here, but that is a massive win. And the Scion starting to really come online here. BDD doesn't die, loses his flash, but escapes there on the bottom side. And KT feel like they're winning kind of everywhere in this exchange, and Perfect is going to get some alone time here with this turret. In fact, Cuz looks like he's going to help out, so they should be able to delete this from the map, so it'll be a trade of turrets in the end as well after that play. You can see Peter is up on the top side of the map to deny any sort of rotation over. Peanut seen on this ward. Yep. Backs will be stopped, so great play there. Lane.
Doctom able to at least usher Shelly in. That's going to be a denied charge, but they had to invest the Tempered Fate into it. Crash into the wall there from Perfect. The driving not necessarily working out, as Cuz looking for some spears.
Big tool there used by Perfect, not finding any success, but still, they have so much control over this Dragon Pit right now.
Yep, they're pushing them all away. This is going to be Cloud Soul Point going over to KT.
Zeus, I mean, look at him pushing the bottom lane. I think they're just simply going to give this up. I mean, he can TP in, but it's going to be very awkward to force a fight.
And you never want to give it up. You never want to let him down, Wolf.
No.
But it's what's going to happen this time around. Peanut not going to be able to get in there, and Cuz should be able to lock this one through. There it goes. And now Zeus could be in trouble. Remember, Perfect doesn't have the ulti, but he's still so sticky, able to slow down this Jace. He's walking the wrong direction, and BDD, if Perfect doesn't have the damage, BDD definitely does.
It's just kind of bizarre decision-making in that
to try and allow him to be able to push further forward, and that is feeling a lot more costly now that they're not really getting the payoff of it, as the door does so much. And in goes Perfect, finds a knock up there onto Delight. He's out of this fight forever. Zeka now off to the side, getting chased off by this absolutely massive Scion. Man, it's like we're watching Pacific Rim, and this is like towards the end of the movie where the machines are actually the ones winning.
Yeah.
Perfect is looking pretty unstoppable at this point in time.
This lawnmower of a Skarner is not one of the winning machines.
No. Maybe this is actually the Hugh Jackman movie Real Steel, you know, and that's what we're watching. It's actually a machine battle. And unfortunately...
It's the sequel Heartsteel. It's onto a squishy, but he has no idea where they are.
Yeah, and whoever has the vision has so much control. Because they have all of those poke tools, HLE going to move in, but they're not going to be contesting this Cloud Soul. As Peanut wanting to set up for a potential impale. He'll find a Braum who has the door up. They still manage to take him down, though, as the Tempered Fate will connect onto Cuz. Great double knock up here as now Zeus is out of the fight, and BDD is so incredibly big. Viper unable to stand and deliver with these auto attacks. And KT, they've got the Cloud Soul. They had to sacrifice Peter.
Chiseling in some damage, and Hanwha Life with the low health bars there just cannot stay.
Yeah, and the reason, okay, never mind, we got a bit of a fight here as Delight is already very dead. Peanut crashes on forward, but the turret is going to go down, and now Zeus off on a flank angle is going to nail Doctom with that Shock Blast, actually picking the gap there quite beautifully.
For Hanwha Life to challenge, and with that IE online here for Doctom, it's going to go fast.
Yep, information goes over though, so HLE, they know what's up, and Delight can throw down the Tempered Fate. Arrow is going to connect onto Peanut, sorry, and they get rid of him. Great knock up there just to make sure that the Skarner is not getting out, because this could equal Baron time as well, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that was so well played. Peter goes over there, identifies exactly where the Skarner is. They put an arrow on him. He can't steal, and that's Otacon. Viper, where are you going?
Well, the train has left the station, and so has Viper. They do get a fantastic Tempered Fate, but the Arcane Storm does absolutely nothing. Perfect just gets into the mix, but Zeus takes out Peter. It's a noble sacrifice, though, and down goes Viper as well, who was just a little bit of an Owen Wilson there behind enemy lines, not able to get it done. Doesn't have cards.
Yeah.
You have your full deck in your hand, and they don't have cards. That's how it kind of works.
Yeah, but yeah, more or less.
Yeah. So it's a rough time. Let's just say that as far as objectives are concerned and extra stats and stuff like that. And do you know what just it makes me mad and proud and happy at the same time. Like, it's a lot of emotions. It's the fact that KT are playing this game so well coordinated.
Yeah, and it's like
every arrow that comes out is followed by like a smite happening, and Peter is now caught, but he flashes away. It's a different story here. Is now Peter, I'm not sure about that one, Peanut, but the Tempered Fate not really doing anything for HLE's benefit. KT had just spared some turret shots.
It's KT also in this game where they're constantly holding on to the control. You know, they're never letting it go. They're taking a lead and pushing it so well. And we haven't seen KT get as many leads as they'd like to, especially some of the early game drafts they've picked. But this time, they were able to get it early, and they just won't let it go. And I'm not making any errors. Zeka, on the other hand, is making a big error here.
Yep. There is an Elder Dragon. Some bounty gold coming on through here, but there's the dragon comes down from the sky. Winter's Bite is pretty powerful. And Passive blows procced, and that is the main wave clear now dead. KT are just marching it up this bottom lane, and this is even more decisive than game number 1.
And I stand by. I don't think this draft was better for KT, but sometimes comfort can be enough, man. And
oh, yeah.
Perfect on this tank, Cuz on his Nidalee, Doctom on his iconic Ashe.
BDD on this Corki that he's like dominating on, watching him Valkyrie over this base gate, looking like he's having the best time ever.
Sometimes if you're just the better team.
Yep. BDD just walking the dog, man. Look at him go. There it is. Taking down the Jace. Peanut going to get snagged by the arrow, and it doesn't matter how many times he gets Mikhails, he is still dead. Down goes Viper as well. It's a double kill here for BDD on the 9-0-4 Corki. There goes the Nexus, and KT, they'll take game number 2. Don't ask me what it means.